And now we come to the facial features. Sure. The features that we need to work with are the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ears. And with the eyes, we also have each of the individual eyebrows, which are going to move. However, if we notice, we only have 7 frames to work with, which really is not that much. And I wanted to have certain parts of the face moving before others do. So let's figure out on which frame each of these motions is going to be happening. So the first thing that happens is the eyes turn, and then it's followed by the mouth pursing. So if I've got 7 frames, I have neutral on 1, then eye turn. Or do I want to have this be the eye begins to turn? How long do I want the eye turn to take? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drawing 5 is going to look like this. Drawing 1 is going to look like this. And drawing 7 is going to look like this. So let's see, that's going to be 5 final pose. And in order to get the final pose, the eyes have to turn, then the mouth has to begin to turning, then the head has to turn. Oh, but the head turn's already taken care of because the head is already moving. So the only thing that I'm organizing here is the facial features. So the head turn's already taken care of and the cheek push is already taken care of. The follow through has already been made. I just need to have an expression for that, which I will work on. Let's see. Eyes begin turning, eyes hit final position, and mouth begins to purse. Mouth finishes pursing? Yeah, let's just see what happens if we give each of those 2 drawings. So how does that look here? Eye turn, begin, eye turn, end. Mouth, begin, mouth, end. Now, I need to decide what my facial expression is going to be for frame 7. Alright, I've tried this a couple of times now, looking at my monitor mirror, and it feels like the only thing that changes is that my lifted eyebrow goes down, so that way it matches the stern expression of my left eyebrow. So that would be like that. Which actually replaces this. Yes! And now that we have that expression, we know that drawing 6 is the eyebrow lowering, and 7, of course, is our final pose. Now I just have to make all that. That's not too shabby at all, now is it? Which is really refreshing because I haven't had a moment to practice, which is a total lie because I've mostly just been procrastinating. So, that's 1. Next up is the face begins to turn and our eye turn starts. I'm just going to be having the pupils start moving up, and the mouth, however, is still going to be a neutral position and not pursing yet. The ear is definitely way too small. I'm guessing I have to make that a bit larger. Oh, no, it's actually it's the right size. I think it just doesn't come out as much as I want it to. And now this is where the lip starts going and the eye reaches its final spot. Maybe I should just suck it up and start redrawing things. Trying to figure out what does a pursed mouth even look like. Oh yeah, I could have made his eyebrows 3D, couldn't I? Go back and add a bit more dimension. I do like that. However, that's definitely the final position mouth. That definitely goes here. Put that at a bit of an angle. And also, I think I'm going to have it be up and to the right a little bit. Now I just need to create a halfway between those two. Get a bit more scrunch going in there. I think I want the left eye to close a bit and the right eye to open a bit as the eyebrow comes down. Kinda looks a little droopy-eyed there. If I move it up, will that change anything? Ugh. I don't like that at all. How do I draw the eye more open? See, I thought I was hot shit because I could draw a face. Little did I know, I'm just regular shit. I just don't like that at all. Alright, screw it. Let's draw a new eye from scratch. See what happens. Oh. Just don't know what I'm doing wrong. That's nice. That's nice. Even the right eye's fine, but the left eye's just so weird. Alright, let's draw some other things in the meantime, and then hope maybe it'll come to me. Let's do some nose. Some nose. Alright, drawing ears off of onion skins looks terrible. Guess I'll just have to look at it and draw an ear. Man, it is just going to be one of those days where nothing goes the way that I want it to. I guess now that I actually start doing things, this is big time reflective of the fact that I don't practice as much as I should. I'm going to draw this one completely freehand and see what happens. Alright, let's scroll through this a bit, seeing whether or not I've completely ruined everything. And that even isn't really even close to looking like the same person. Okay. I'm gonna take a bird's eye view of this and see if I can't figure out what it is about it that's bothering me so much. So let's zoom out a bit and go through the frames here. I like this head. It's a bit slanted now that I'm looking at it, so I think I'll shift the proportions around. Mostly just the eyes, I think, need to be rotated. Okay, that's fine. This head is alright. Face feels a little bit wider. This is where things start to get funky. I actually don't think I have a problem with the way that this eye turned out because it's so quick. This is where things start getting weird. I haven't quite figured out exactly why. Eyes are alright placed. The nose is a start. The nose really changes shape. So let me see if I can't get a better nose on this. So that's the nose that I'm leaving. So let me redraw over the nose that I already have, and then take it, pick up the reference, move it to where it needs to go, tilt it accordingly, and then turn off the onion skin and see where that puts me nostrils. Nasally. Yeah, that's okay. I can work with that. Oh, this character does have a fairly sizable nose, so I think I'll take that, extend it out a bit. Alright, that's alright. I think the ear's okay. What does it look like when I just loop this? Honestly, I can't even tell. It's going by so fast. Alright, let's draw the final face, and then make adjustments accordingly. I'm just gonna wing this, man. Let's get the lips pushed out a bit. I think the mouth is nice, but I want the nose. I'm gonna get this. This is gonna happen. Yeah, I like that expression. Just gotta stop thinking about it so much. Just gotta start going for it. Just give it the swish, man. And then I already decided that I'm going to keep the expression, but change the eye. Oh, it's terrible. I think the expression's nice, but I'm going to change the face around him. Oh, you know what? It doesn't help. It doesn't help that the jaw's all the way down here, but the face is up here. That's part of it. I have to figure that out once I figure out where I want the face placement to be. Oh my god, it's so ugly. Okay, so here the eye, I think because of its angle, it looks like he's got a lazy eye on the right here, so I can start with that. I like that face a lot, actually. That is the face of champions right there. This one has to be halfway between those. Ooh, ears. Ears would help. How does this look? So I like this first expression. I like this last expression. I don't like it because I think it represents thinking. I like it because I just think it's an entertaining expression. It definitely speaks for fed up, which is definitely how I'm feeling right now. But we gotta finish this. So part of me is thinking that maybe if I just extend this out a little bit, just we hold the thought a little bit more. Huh? Yeah, actually extending that out a little bit, just to hold the pose a bit more. Alright, let me just connect to the back of the head here, and I think we'll be in an okay spot. How the hell does the back of the head even connect? Oh, I wanted to do a cleanup too. Man, I just feel all over the place right now. I think a big part of that is because I was frustrated with getting the face to work. But you know what? I learned something really valuable here, alright? And that is to just go for it. None of this copy and pasting, none of this trying to like grab stuff and rearrange it so that way I can cheat and try to save time by doing things I've already done. Just go to the next frame and draw something. Because all the good faces that came out of this came from me just deciding, you know what, I'm not going to think about it as much, I'm just going to start drawing some lines and hoping for the best. And honestly, I got some pretty good work out of it. And maybe once I finalize the head and get it a little bit nicer, I'll be happier. I think that I'm kind of lost. I think I'm making progress in skill a little bit, but I honestly think that right now I'm just a little lost. You know what? I think we'll try a bit of cleanup. And maybe if I take the time and really make all the heads cohesive, I'm not saying I'll get that final thinking product that I want, but I'll get a decent animation, and then I gotta figure out how to practice more. Alright. Oh my god, just grab on already. Yeah, the head's the only part that I need to clean up. While I'm making these cleaned up lines, I'm trying to shape the cheek and the jaw a bit more. I feel like I want a little bit more of a sharper, not chiseled, but, well, no, I think sharp is the descriptor that I've heard mostly for male faces, so maybe I am just trying to do that a bit more. Actually, I'm kind of proud of some of these cleanup lines. This is actually kind of shaping itself out pretty nicely. At least it feels like it does up until now. We want really defined characters. And eventually I'm going to have to start getting a feeling for making actual decisions on characters, facial structure, and body structure. And I'm just going to need to start being decisive about that. You know, as opposed to me making this top line right now, which is not even remotely decisive. So he goes from sharp to round. That's the problem. Sharp angle, needs to be reflected over here. That one's a little too sharp. Right idea. Appreciate the enthusiasm. Don't I know it, buddy? Don't I know it? I am kind of making the chin up as I go, because this started off as really round. I like the sort, not extreme, but it's a little bit more caricature, the more chiseled chin. Just a million lines over and over again until something clicks. Alright, that's something. Alright, let's get rid of all of these petted lines. I believe that's a lot of it. Okay. And now with our slightly cleaner lines, let us see what this finally comes out to. Man, that head just does a million things. I like the beginning and I like the end. I do not like at all. The cheek here sort of flails around and the eye gets a little bit... Oh no, man, it looks like the eye just gets a little bit too thick. Let's look at everything else. Neck position's okay. Head could afford to be rounder. Left eye's actually fine. I'm okay with the left eye. I'm okay with the mouth. Jawline's nice. Ear disappears, no worries there. The eyebrow needs to be a little bit larger at the end. So I'm going to go back and look at the cheek and see if I can't figure out why that looks like it's flailing about. Then the right eye, then the eyebrow. Those are the three areas that I think I could improve on with my current skill level. I've gone over this a million times, and it looks like on this frame, the whole section of the head just expands out. And the cheek, I mean, we're here, and we go all the way up there. It's like the cheek shifts on his face. I think that one's okay. This one's just a little bit too high. Yeah, that's better. That is a little better. And this needs to come in. Bit better. This cheek needs to come down a bit. And I wanted a little bit more length from this eyebrow. Alright, with those small adjustments, does it feel a little nicer? It was oh! It does actually feel a little nicer. Shaping the jaw and the cheek was a really good idea. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. That's one of the nice things about cleaning up, is that you can morph things around, it appears. I say that as if I had any idea about that beforehand, but now I know it now. Okay, let's take a second to look at the pros and cons of this final product here. The pros are, I learned a lot about shaping the face. I got to practice different drawing the eyes in different positions, the nose as it goes from front to the right, the mouth as it parses, getting everything to line up with the face as it turns, and keeping the ears a roughly similar shape. The neck stays in place, and definitely gives us the impression that it's an actual Persian's neck that's extending and dropping. We also have a couple of pretty nice expressions, just well drawn. I really enjoy my forward look. The mouth, the nose, the eyes, and the eyebrows all came out pretty satisfactorily. The final position, it is a really good, frustrated, done with everything type of a look. I'm sure there's a word for it that'll come to me, but I like the way that the eyes look half open, and the 3/4 view version of the nose is alright, and the pursed lips, and with the scrunching motion, I'm actually pretty happy with. I think it adds a lighthearted comedic vibe, which I was hoping for. This middle ground one, which is really the closest thing I got to thinking, I'm still not exactly satisfied with the eyes, and if I wanted to, I would go in and maybe make this pupil a bit smaller. But this, just out of the freeze frame, definitely gives the thinking impression that I wanted. Now, Where are the parts that I made mistakes on? Well, let's be honest. This ending frame does not make the character look like they're thinking. The character just looks frustrated. Like they got an idea, but then realized, wait a minute, that's really dumb. Why was I thinking about that in the first place? So perhaps if I had taken the eyebrow and had it stay up, that alone already gives a better impression of thinking than what we started with. So you know what? Some exercises are a hit, which we've gotten pretty lucky with up until this point. Some exercises are a miss, which I wouldn't call this one an entire miss, but it definitely didn't land as well as the ones before it. We learn from our mistakes, we get better, we practice more, and we try again next time. So with that, thank you very much for joining me on this exercise, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Ever slowly doth we creep upon the double digits of thine exercises. Stay tuned via the button as subscribed here. Sound the gong to herald new content upon thine lands, and send thy mischiefs to crogetsland@gmail.com for a warrior's honor. In closing, we thank thee, Jazza, for thine learnings to unsuck our paltry skills.